following is a special presentation. From the Captain eSports Network.
This isn't just a game. This is iRacing. So officially, according to a map, this is the new backyard of the Captain eSports Network per se, as we are literally 75 miles to the south and east of where the Captain sits at Limaland Motorsports Park in Lima, Ohio, a track that is operated by the University of Northwest Ohio, and we are ready to go the 7th round of the Short Track Rivals Racing Midwest Invasion Tour presented by Butt Kicker, as we get ready to go on this quarter-mile dirt oval with a lot of fun this evening here for race number 7. And as mentioned, tonight's racing presented by Butt Kicker, by Dre, by Rogue Energy, by Admin Box, Surge Performance, and SimWrapMarket.com. As we get ready to go racing tonight, format as per usual. We will see at least one, maybe two heat races tonight, and then we'll grid them up for 50 laps of feature racing coming up here in just a few moments here at this quarter-mile track, one that I've actually got some experience in driving on this dirt street stock. I did a couple of those official races back in the heyday when they were the rookie class and stuff. But so obviously got a little bit of experience here. This is a almost like a progressive banked dirt track where it actually gets higher. The banking does as you get up the track. Very wide corners, so you're going to see a lot of cars wrapping at bottom. You're going to see some cars running up there against the boards, but you're going to see some fantastic racing here at Limaland. This is a track that a lot of people love, especially sprint cars, and of course, being out here in the Midwest area as part of the Midwest Invasion, this is where you get to see those late models, the pro late models and the 305s, the big blocks, and so many different dirt cars out here. And tonight we feature the street stocks here at Limaland. So again, get ready and buckle up for some very quick dirt racing here tonight. Is what the last 2 nights, or last 2 weeks, I should say, have pretty much flown by the seat of my pants. I've had to get used to the adjustment of fast-paced racing. But it's been a blast to watch. Last week, Butch Davis. Hey, former Cleveland Browns coach, Butch Davis, former Hurricane coach. I'm just kidding. Butch Baker is who I'm speaking of. He went to victory lane. Congratulations to Butch on getting that win after the leaders came in contact with each other. Gabe Griffin up there at the top of the points right now, though, by 17 or 16 over Seth Castle. Butch Baker now up to 3rd. Ryan Howard 4th. Stephen Barrow fell to 5th. There is a drop week that will be featured in the results. It's not in here yet, but there will be a drop race put into play this season also. So these are not totally official standings, but pretty close to it. Basically, when it's all said and done, you can kind of get a little bit of a look of where everybody sits right now in the point standings as we get ready for this 8th race, or 7th race of the season coming up here momentarily. So I think we got ourselves a good group of guys ready to go run some hot laps here in just a moment. As a matter of fact, in about a minute and a half or so, we will run our hot laps and get out there for the heat races and so much more. As a matter of fact, we're going to modify things slightly, and we're going to go ahead and go trackside for the playing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, back we are. Cars are going to get out here on track for qualifying here in hot laps. With the pace of the racing here on this track, figured let's go ahead and get the anthem out of the way, and we are just going to fly right through qualifying into the heat races and get this race underway. Got a couple cars out on track right now. Let's start with Ryan Howard here. Ryan in the 04 car. I see the sun starting to set there. Pretty grippy track right now. As he crosses the start-finish line right down to turn one. As I mentioned, the track very wide. Can be kind of tricky where the apron is. There's actually a little bit of a berm there. And you see those tires that can play a role. As I'm getting messages here, apparently. I think that's what that noise was. I don't know. Either way, Howard up to the top. 14:55 on his first lap. There's a lot of cars rolling around here getting their hot laps in. Here is Andy Denham in the fifth position. Butch Baker up to second with a 14:57. Tyler Bickford now to the top on his lap in that 07. So good lap for him. Who else got to get a lap in? Stephen Barrow, the ninth position right now in the 45 car. As he will cross the line and go to a 14:70 as CSP8. Tracy Burns there ninth. Ryan Ellis 10th. And here's Gabe Griffin, who's been pretty quick here these first few weeks. And Griffin, 14:52. And he's going to get it on the pole for the heat race here. And definitely showing speed in that 5 car. You see the laps here are just going to tick off very quickly. But, I mean, you're on the straightaway real quick, then all of a sudden you're right back to the corners. There's that kind of that berm I was talking about that will upset your car. It lifts your front end off the ground a little bit and the rear want to spin out on you. So Gabe Griffin going to be on the pole here with a lap of 14.47 seconds. Nice job on his part. Now, a lot of these drivers, unfortunately, I could talk to some of them, but a lot of them are actually over in their own Discord channels and stuff. So, unfortunately for me in Discord, really don't have a chance to talk to anybody. So I won't get any interviews in or anything like that for until the end of the race, basically, when it's all said and done here this evening. So let's talk a little bit while we have an opportunity. I've had a chance to pull up some of the history here of this Limaland Motorsports Park as I talked a little bit about this track. And it is currently being operated by the Northwestern University of Ohio, University of Northwestern Ohio. If I can get the title right, it'd be great. Based in Lima, Ohio, and literally, like I said a little bit ago, 75 miles to the south and east of me. You just take US 30 right down to, right before you get to 75, you just hang a right and go right on down there to the track, which sits to the west of the town of Lima. After it celebrated its 78th year. Of course, this track hosts some pretty popular races. Actually, kind of looking at their website right now, as a matter of fact, as we look at what events they got coming up here in real life. They actually got some stuff coming up towards the end. Or actually, no, I'm sorry, they're pretty much done. It looks like with racing around the track here, so kind of surprised by that. But that's the schedule there for Limaland. But this track really a really cool one. It's fun when I enjoyed racing. I'm not the best dirt racer. I think I've talked about that a few times. I'm one that it almost feels like the car kind of runs me instead of me running the car per se. But either way, this track's definitely a fun one to race. Very wide corners, but very small straightaways. Opened up at 1935. And we've seen racing here in the town of Elita, believe it or not, is where the track actually is. But the UMP Modifieds race here amongst other cars. And it's got about 15 seconds left. Gabe Griffin will be on the pole, and it should take the odd number starters, I would think, here for this race. We should see 6 of them start this first heat race, and then the even number starters will start 2 through 10. Basically, will be the 5 drivers in that. I appreciate those joining us here this evening on this Friday night as we get ready to rock and roll right now. As cars get down there on the grid, let's take a look at the lineup again. The pole sitter, Gabe Griffin, gets hot laps with a 14.469. Ryan Howard second. Jason McManus third. Andy Denham fourth. Stephen Barrow going to be fifth. And Ryan Ellis, the 6th place car starting here. And basically what this will do is set the lineup for the first of the 2 heat races. And then obviously the second heat race immediately afterwards. Waiting on, see, McManus having some blinking issues there, and the 45 of Barrel, just waiting for him to log in. "15 degrees of banking in the corners, 6 degrees on the straightaways here at this track. Track nicknamed the Quarter Mile of Thunder, which is interesting as they call it Quarter Mile of Thunder because the track technically is 3/10 mile. So figure that one out. Quarter mile, that's 0.25. 3/10, that's 0.30. I'll leave that to the racing pros on that one. Pace car going to pull off for the first of 8 laps. As we roll down the back straightaway one more time. Howard to the outside, Griffin to the inside, McManus, Denham, Barrow, and Ellis. As here we go, Griffin on it. And green flag from Limaland as we start heat race number 1. And Griffin right away sliding in there from the bottom to the top as Howard tries to cross him over there. So weird. You see him sling in there, and then all of a sudden it's like the car stops just from doing all the sliding through the corner. As Griffin leads lap 1, already 3/10 up. Battle back here for third is McManus and Denham. In that white number 55 car, the 4 of Andy Denham, one of like 15 number 4s we get on track. At sarcasm, obviously. Barrow trying to join that battle here, 1.5 seconds back. Is see that track fairly tacky for the most part right now. Seeing some wear already, but this track's definitely in good shape right now, getting a lot of grip out of her. Lap times in the 14.5s. Griffin already pulling away to 1.7 seconds. McManus trying to get that high line rolling here. McManus trying to slide into position there. He's going to take third. Nice pass. High the 55. As we come to 2 laps to go, these three fighting hard. Ooh, across the nose goes the 4. And slider right there, pulled crossover by the 55. And McManus is going to return the favor as we do-see-do to the line. White flag here in the first heat race. Seeing a pretty good battle right here. As Denham got a real good run into turn 3. As off of turn number 4, Griffin gets the win. The battle for third goes to Andy Denham. Good stuff already early. Ooh, that's going to leave a mark. So Griffin, Howard, Denham, McManus, and Ellis got by. It looks like Burrow had an issue there before crossing the start-finish line. And finished in the 6th position. And just like that, we will switch over to the grid for the second race. And really quickly, I'm going to put up the captain screen here for a second, as I'm going to take one small little hiccup I noticed during the heat race. Some things, as you say, can't be perfect. So when they can't be perfect, you just make the adjustment. Moments away as the cars will start to roll off here. Just give me 1 second. We will come right back to the track. All right, here we come. As promised. There you see the 5 starters in this one. Bickford, Butch Baker, Matt Smith, Tim Taylor, and Tracy Burns. Had some viewers last week calling him Tim the Toolman Taylor. I guess I kind of was one of them, actually. As we come off turn number 4, green flag for Bickford. Here we go. And heat race number 2. Butch Baker carrying that momentum into this Limaland race. Can he pull off another victory here as he slides it right to the bottom? Going to go to work on that 90 on the 07. See already a line starting to kind of form going into turn 1. This track, I do know from running it a lot, you will see that groove right there kind of wear in, and before you know it, you'll have to slide across that patch. Just from me learning, I actually had a lot of help from Matt Telder, who is a pretty good dirt racer himself, and he was teaching me because I know nothing about dirt. He was like, yep, trying to drive the car just like Butch is right now. And, well, the problem is, like I said, when I'm in a dirt car, well, you can tell I'm a rookie. Second, third, and fourth right here battling. About a second ahead of Tracy Burns. Bickford starting to drive away from this thing. You see the car starting to climb the banking here a little bit. Baker a little above the cushion, but making it work right now. Hello, Mr. Burdick. As already 4 laps complete. Bickford's got 3/10 over everybody. As here comes Taylor looking for second on Baker, the tool man in the Memphis Grizzlies car. Bearing down on the field and already up to second. Through 3 and 4, should see the white flag this time by 1.2 seconds from first to second. Baker right there, and Matt Smith now starting to put pressure on the 97, who's kind of struggling. Here we go, Bickford with the white flag. Good run for Baker there on the top side. Got that run off the cushion as Bickford will get the heat race in the battle for third. Smith by about 2/100ths. And Burns, he made it interesting back there and spun her out. Good. 2 heat races there. Congratulations, both pole sitters going to victory lane in those races. And now we'll get a little bit of a warm-up period before we go to the green flag. And this is our chance to talk about 40 Racewear. And you have an opportunity to check out their gloves and their shoes and so much more that you can put on yourself while you're on your sim racing. It's perfectly comfortable shoes for sim racing and gloves that'll help you with handling the wheel, especially if you have one that has a lot of force feedback and you run some long distance races and stuff. Make sure you go check out 40racewear.com for gloves, shoes, and so much more. Big shout out to Jim Herrick in the Indianapolis area for what he does there. And we're about 120 miles to the north and east. Our friends at MC Racing, Mr. Mark might be hanging out watching us tonight. I know he's got a probably busy weekend ahead. Got an arts festival going on downtown this week. And he is sitting right there across from the courthouse of all places. And he has got a lot of fun there. As a matter of fact, I'll be parking in the garage next to him tomorrow night going to that event. But either way, go check out the Sims. I might have to do the same tomorrow night. And you can do that also. Just swing at MC Racing and he'll set you up on a simulator and you'll get to run some laps. If you've never done it before, you'll get that little experience and that itch. And all of a sudden you'll be on iRacing and out here doing this. Dirt racing maybe at Limaland. You never know. A big shout out to Mark. So we definitely saw a lot of sliding going on around in this car. You saw the cars going into the corner and almost using it to slide up to the middle groove and then driving off the corner per se. I thought you saw a little bit of the top side starting to come into play. You saw the middle groove kind of, you can see it already, kind of having a line showing up there. So I think this track's going to continue to wear out a little bit more. Matter of fact, let's go to the blimp view in here and I'll show you what we're talking about. But you look mostly on the entry right now. Right here, you see this little lighter shade of dirt. That right there is kind of a dry line per se that's coming into play. I call it a dry line, but I know it's not the right term. But it's starting to slicken off. So the grip is going to be either right down on the bottom or above it. And eventually, as we get these cars running for 50 laps here in this feature in a minute, you're going to see that open up more and more and more. And then eventually, they're going to have to slide right across it. And that's where it's going to get fun because you're almost driving on ice. Two races left in our Friday night quest here tonight. Of course, Limaland next week. We'll travel pretty much straight south from here down to Rosberg and Eldora. Talking about two tracks that are near each other. I mean, literally, what, an hour drive probably? Pull up Google Maps real quick here. Take a look at this. Obviously, I say I'm new to the region. It's the second time I've been to this area. But we travel over here on the map. Where I am in the Fort Wayne area. Yeah, it's not far at all. Wow. It is exactly an hour, 51 miles. So take the week and just drive right down a couple of highways right over to Eldora from Limaland, and an hour trip, and here we are next week for that race as a champion will get crowned for this Midwest Invasion League presented by Butt Kicker. And not surprised with the top two that finished in the heat races are the top two in this race. McManus third, Matt Smith, Butch Baker your top five, but going to be all about consistency in these first couple of race laps here. All right, warm-up complete. And as the cars warm up, let's show you how they'll line up here for this 50-lap feature this evening here at Limaland. There are your 11 starters. Gabe Griffin on the pole. He'll start alongside Tyler Bickford again the first heat race. That's all your inside row. The second heat race, your outside row. Ryan Howard, Tim Taylor. Tim had a good run there in the 4th position. Andy Denham and Matt Smith. Jason McManus and Butch Baker. Ryan Ellis, Tracy Burns. Stephen Burrow will be the 11th starter in this race. Of course, Baker the winner last week. And we'll see if he can go get his 2nd win in a row. As the cars roll off here, race information on this quarter mile, we'll call it. 70 degrees, 92% humidity, partly cloudy skies, 7-mile-an-hour winds. And if you want to get some info on this league, by the way, they do feature some cool series that run Tuesday through Thursday. And that being series like the Limited Late Model Series that runs on Thursday nights, the 305 Wing Sprints that run Tuesday nights here in the Short Track Rivals Racing League. Check out shorttrackrivals.racing.com, or I can get you connected with Mr. Dana, who's not here. He's got some personal stuff he's been taking care of. That's why you're not seeing him here. But obviously he's hanging out in chat, so you can always ask the question that way too. Just ask in chat, and he might just answer you. As we come off of turn number 4, time to light them up. Here we go. Green flag from Limaland. And right off the bat, Griffin with a good start. And already seeing some 2 and 3 wides of beating and banging. As all the way down to the bottom, that is Denham. He's got a I mean, he literally had to almost pull the e-brake, it looked like. 4 wide down into 3 and 4. So 55 tries to turn that car. All right, there are just some angles on this track that just are not, like, logical, I guess, per se, the way these cars turn, but good stuff here. Everybody pretty much on top of another so far, not really seeing too big of a lead. As the battle's right here, mid-pack, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th positions, as Baker up there getting himself a little stripe on the wall. Top 2 climbing up there to the top of the track already. Again, there's 15 degrees of banking here. As Dana Burdick's going to be heading down to my old neck of the woods then on the coast of Florida there at Volusia. Ooh, some contact there between Bickford and McManus, I believe. I see Taylor up to 4th, Howard to 5th, Smith to 6th. Right on board the Australian, Andy Denham. Anybody know what time it is in Australia right now? They're like 11 hours or something like that behind. So it's like morning time for Andy. He's having coffee and a dirt race. He's having a cup of mud and racing on dirt. Front 4 starting to single it out a little bit back here. 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, double file. As 10 laps already complete in this main event. And Griffin's trying to put a stinker out here. So we look back at the field. Battle for 2nd is on as McManus top side. Bickford bottom side. You see how they're kind of splitting where the track is slicking up a little bit. But you almost got to stick part of your tires into that area to make the car turn. But great racing there side by side behind them. 9 8. It is 9 8. Okay, wow. That sounds about right. Have a cup of Joe, some some mud, and some dirt racing. It makes total sense. You get guys during the week that run like road racing and stuff like that, start their series at like 9 a.m. on a Monday or Tuesday. And I'm sitting over like, man, if I could run a race that early in the morning, you know how good I'd feel if I had like a good finish to start the day. But man, it's going to be a good day. Here's last week's winner, Butch Davis, 7th position here, as he's 4 seconds back from the lead, which is kind of tightening up a little bit. Tyler Bickford's been rolling that bottom. A little Bob Ross here, a little Peyton. Kind of shades of what we saw last week, where track wind out, but then all of a sudden everybody was stuck on the bottom lane. Good stuff right here. And up to the top now goes the 5 of Griffin. He's trying to switch it up a little bit here. These guys at Cedar Lake last week, remember, they were nose to tail for the lead, and all of a sudden they were both spinning. And that's how Butch Baker was able to get the win. And speaking of the 2 leaders in that race, and Seth actually not here tonight. One of those cars involved is all of a sudden these guys have migrated back up to the top, and now it's Bickford, or I'm sorry, McManus down there painting the bottom. Taylor about 1 second back, lap time wise, running about the same. Everybody in the 15-second bracket. Matter of fact, everybody on that last lap was within a tenth of each other. That's impressive. McMahon is busting out a 1480 that time by. As McMahon is trying to get the lead now. He might throw a haymaker right here and see if he slides it up. Nope, he's going to wrap the bottom. And he's going to take the lead here and see if Griffin gets to run back. He gives him plenty of room. Oh, Griffin thought about a crossover there, and they almost made contact from it. As Bickford trying to do something here, but Griffin has lost the lead to McManus right before the halfway point here. Ooh, Robbins racing. We catches the berm a little bit there. Halfway, 25 in, 25 to go. Trying to get into this battle here a little bit. He's still got a second to gain on Bickford. It looks a lot closer on a half-mile or a quarter-mile track. Put a blanket on your top 3 right now. Manus, Griffin, Bickford, Taylor, Howard, your top 5. Smith, Baker, Denham, Ellis, and Burrow. And then, unfortunately for Burns, he is quite a lap down. He's getting pretty close to being lapped here. As Bickford trying to get second now. Griffin looking. I should say that Bickford's the one looking over here to the low side. As all of a sudden, Bickford and Griffin have both caught McManus, and now it's 3 cars under a blanket for the lead. McManus has moved up the track here a little bit. As Tracy Burns has gone around, no yellow yet. Oh, Bickford slides it up there in front. $13 to go. These guys getting real racy now. You got to wonder if Griffin's just kind of being patient back here, letting these guys race hard, see if they'll make a mistake. I know Taylor's doing that, but these guys are doing a great job giving each other plenty of room up here for the lead. Dirt racing at its finest here. And people said they don't like the street stocks. Come on. Somehow McMahon is able to hold that lead off. 10 laps to go. Everybody's still pretty much that bottom lane is like the way to go. You can climb up on that cushion, but it's almost like the angle of the corner. Look at that. I was about to say the speed that you are carrying off that corner. I mean, you're completely out of the shot, and all of a sudden you're back in it. Oh, the 55 caught the berm in the inside. Lost the lead. I think he hit that tire. Oh, now some contact with he and Griffin. McMahon is trying to get back to where he was. Bickford back to the front, 6 to go. Oh, Griffin gets into the 55. Good save on everybody's part. McManus, he just no matter what, has not left that bottom lane. Ryan Howard up to the 4th spot, oh, by the way. And now McManus gets it again. Hits that inside tire, and it kicked him in the air. And Bickford's able to drive away now. 2 to go, this time by. As back here, Taylor and Howard battle for 4th. These guys calm down for a second. 1 second to lead as Tyler Bickford gets the white flag. Quarter mile to go. And the 07 likely on his way to victory lane. As Tyler Bickford, after a wild battle with McManus and Griffin, gets the Limaland victory. Fantastic racing out of McManus and Griffin. You know they're going to be likely disappointed. We'll talk to those 3 drivers here in a minute. And man, that was some good stuff here tonight. Howard finishing fourth, Taylor fifth. As we'll show you the rest of the finishing order here tonight. Smith finishing sixth, Barrow seventh, Butch Baker eighth, Andy Denham ninth, Ryan Ellis 10th, and then Tracy Burns, unfortunately, 8 laps down in the 11th position. Those two mistakes basically by McManus allowed Bickford to just stay consistent and pull away in this race. And just like that, all three of them are here, ready to talk about their evening here of racing at Limaland Motorsports Park. And a big congratulations to Gabe. Obviously, a great run there, finishing in the third position. I know pretty fast there during the heat race, but just seemed like at the 55 car kind of came alive there mid-run. He made a couple mistakes, and the 07 showed up, and it was pretty much a 3-car war to go for the win there.
Should have did a little bit better. Probably should have not used my tires that early, but that just proves how tires come in later in the race. But yeah, good race to the 07 and the 55. You know, they were fast all night. Good race to them.
How much did the track wear obviously come into play for the car? Was it getting any better, getting worse?
I mean, it would kind of get better, like trying to run not in the slick, but yeah.
Obviously, I can hear a little bit of disappointment. Obviously, I know last week was a little rough there at the end. Tonight to come up third, just obviously disappointment the answer, huh?
Yeah, I kind of needed this win for at least, I don't know. Seth Castle wasn't here, so I mean, I tried to need to do pretty good this week, but I guess top 3 is pretty good, I guess.
Well, great job. Send some shout-outs.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Gabe Griffin finishing in the third position here, and obviously a tough run for him, as I can obviously understand the disappointment. Wanted to get himself a good finish here tonight. Fell up just a little bit short there of the third position, as Jason McManus will now join us. And Jason, obviously I can't help but think you're probably walking right now in whatever room you're in, and somehow that right foot of yours is accidentally kicking yourself in the butt. Don't know how, but you're finding a way to pull that one off right now after those couple of just mishaps with the tire on the left side.
Yeah, that was dude, come on. I don't know what else to say. I kind of just shot myself in the foot there.
Well, let's talk about the race itself, because obviously, Gabe had gotten out there, and then you found a way to get that bottom line, because obviously Limaland, we see how tight the radius is down there in that bottom side. You see the middle groove already starting to kind of slicken up, so you had to literally, as I call it, Bob Ross the bottom and paint it, and you made it work.
Yeah, I used to be known as the topside hustler, and then I don't know what changed. Ever since like a month or two ago, I've just been good on the bottom, so I just try to stick to it as much as I can.
It's gone from the topside tickler to the low side lover, I guess.
Absolutely.
But man, what a race! though. Obviously, talk a little bit about Tyler and you and Gabe. I know there was a little contact there towards the end, but otherwise, saying some great racing.
Yeah, I mean, I can't thank them enough for giving me that race. I mean, I feel like I would have been checked out if I didn't run over the tire 4 times, but I mean, it is what it is. Stuff like that happens. It's racing, whatever. I mean, I love the fact that I was able to race with them. Me and Gabe, man, we had a tough night last night. I kind of got into it with him, but I put it all aside and came out here and raced him clean. He came out here, got into me a little bit, but I'm fine with it. It's racing, hard racing, whatever. I just love it.
Well, it was a nice job to watch, and needless to say, Jason, this week you'll be tired of the tires. How weird that is.
Yes.
Send some shout-outs.
Man, I got to thank you for the broadcast. I got to thank all the track men for the amazing track to race on. I got to thank Extreme Rap Studio. I got to thank Dana Burdick, who's out there watching in the crowd, most definitely. I got to thank Matt Smith. I got to thank Corey, the admin. I mean, one of the best admins out there, in my opinion. I got to thank my race team, Jason McManus Sim Sports. I got to thank the Mighty Duck Performance, which is our setup guy for our UMP team. And that, I mean, just glad to be here.
Well, great job, man. Congratulations. And The win's coming. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, man.
Absolutely. Jason McManus, the second place finisher here tonight. As obviously you can hear the disappointment there. He's going to be talking about those 4 trips against the tire that kicked him in the air, and it helped set free the 07 car of Tyler Bickford, who wins this race. Tyler, I mean, I was just talking to Jason about how, I mean, it just seemed like the bottom, surprisingly, was the way to get around this track, and how it seemed to work. And eventually, a couple times, you guys spread out a little bit, but then in the end, it was just right back to the bottom, making it work. But obviously, he made those couple mistakes. You took advantage, and welcome to victory lane.
Yeah, man, it was a great race. It was a fun race.
We'll talk about your vantage point of those 3, because obviously you started back on the outside front row. You and Gabe looked almost untouchable in the heat races, and then obviously here comes Jason into the picture, and talk about your vantage point of what you saw in that battle.
Just a lot of close and hard racing. People were slipping and sliding just off the bottom a little bit, hitting the tires, and we're just taking advantage of any opening possible.
Well, obviously, you were able to get the lead there from Jason. What was the first thought when you saw him hit that tire that 4th and final time, and you were able to stretch it out a little bit?
I was kind of relieved. I didn't think I'd be able to get around him racing wise. The bottom was very strong, so he probably knocked the tires out of alignment or something, hitting them that much.
Well, obviously, great job tonight. Send some shout outs whoever you like to.
Yeah, I gotta thank you for broadcasting, STR for putting it on, Bowman Designs, and JMS for letting me join the team.
Absolutely. Well, great job tonight. Congratulations, and well-earned victory for you.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too, buddy. That is Tyler Bickford, the winner here tonight, of course, from Limaland. So he'll celebrate this win. And obviously, congratulations to him, Jason, Gabe, and all the guys here for putting on a fantastic race here this evening at Limaland. Big shout out to Dana, who's on his way to Florida to watch some racing here in Volusia County. But obviously, to all the drivers for putting on a great show here this evening from Limaland Motorsports Park. And also a big shout out to all the sponsors here tonight. Of course, to Butt Kicker, to Dre, Rogue Energy, Admin Box, Surge Performance, as they're usually the sponsor of the Yellow Flag, but we didn't see a single one here tonight. So big shout out to Surge Performance for what they do to support the series and stuff. And to Simrap Market.com. Of course, they're actually the sponsor of the White Flag Lap, and owe them a plug here, but make sure you do check out simrapmarket.com for obviously great paints and stuff like that you could get involved with there with Simrap Market. Of course, they are the sponsor of the White Flag Lap, so big appreciation to them for what they do at simrapmarket.com. So, all right, one race to go, and that comes next week at the Eldora Speedway as the champion will get crowned. And that'll be next Friday night here at 9:15 Eastern Time. We'll go on the air and go racing for, I believe it's 45 laps next week at Eldora. So talk about one of the fun ones, 24 degrees of banking in the corners, and you're going to see cars from the bottom all the way to the top. And should be a lot of fun. So hopefully enjoyed the broadcast. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your Friday night and enjoy your weekend. Always remember, this isn't just a game. It's iRacing. See ya!
This copyrighted broadcast may not be reproduced, reused, or retransmitted in any form without the authorized written consent of Captain eSports Network. Captain would like to thank all of his loyal fans for your continued support, and he hopes you enjoyed today's broadcast.
following is a special presentation. From the Captain eSports Network.